What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and tonight even, we are reviewing round 16, Port Adelaide versus Carlton, and what a game, what a night, what an unbelievable win by the boys. Absolutely phenomenal performance, and one that we can walk away from very proud of. Now, I know straight away this is going to be a raw review because just coming out of the game, I didn't go, unfortunately, with some of you might have seen, I have ruptured my Achilles heel, so my Achilles tendon is completely shot and I couldn't go. I'm in a moon boot and crutches and everything at the moment, so cheered from the couch at home. And I tell you what, from the moment we started this game, I sat there and I was like, you know what, I feel good about this game. I feel like there is a real big opportunity here to get a good win, and I thought it'd be close. I thought, to be honest, when I was sitting on the couch, I was like, maybe we could just get this done by a couple of goals, and I'd felt really good about it from the outset. Just turned it on, 5 goals to none in the first quarter, just absolutely sensational. And from there, it kept building. In the second quarter, we missed a lot of opportunities, but kept peppering the scoreboard. And Georgiades had 4 at half time, and all of a sudden it was, you know, an 8 goal half-time lead, and get to the 3-quarter time, we're still 56 up, and it's looking very, very promising. In the end, turns out to only be 50 points, which it could have been a lot more with our set shot, our goal kicking, and letting off the gas a little bit late. I know that's a nitpicking of this game, and I'll get the negatives sort of out the way early, and that's basically that. The last 5 or so minutes, just putting the foot off the gas and really just letting Carlton sort of have their shots. I mean, they had a lot of missed opportunities too. Their goal kicking in crucial stages, but at the same time, the way we played, our level of performance was sensational. Our disposal efficiency was fantastic. Inside 50, we had 61.8%, which I'm pretty sure is the highest of the year for us. We averaged 48 for the year, so absolutely phenomenal. Our disposal efficiency was very, very good. We got 75.5%, which was absolutely fantastic. Best we've used the ball. Our directional changes and ability to hit targets at the 45, but also our quick handballs and breakneck speed coming out of defensive 50 was so impressive. The likes of Lockie Jones, Travis Boak, Miles Bergman, even Darcy Byrne-Jones up forward. These players were utilising the footy up the ground really well. Hugh Jackson's performance is one of the best he's obviously put out for the club, both SANFL and AFL, I think. But also, primetime, Thursday night footy, Hugh Jackson starting, gets a rare opportunity to start the game. He had 5 score involvements at quarter time. That was sensational. And, this was a performance by him that, was just outstanding. Joe Richards with the same, just unbelievable performance right up in our forward 50. Manny Liddy, there's so much to do with him. He was sensational. And Horn Francis got subbed off, and he was resting forward majority of the time too in the second half, Hornet. So we didn't see a lot of him, but, the ability for them to really dominate up the ground. Liddy was fantastic. We've really found one on him, and I think keep persisting with him, keep his leg sleeve going, and the way he'll play is phenomenal. And I'm really, really impressed with his performance. The unsung heroes of the night, these players, Hugh Jackson, Manny Liddy, Aliri I thought was very good. Lockie Jones was very, very good. Darcy Byrne-Jones up forward was very good. Sam Powell-Pepper. These players were unsung heroes on the night. They won't get mentioned because the likes of Connor Rosie, Miles Bergman, Asava Radagalia, Zach Butters, Mitch Georgiades, they're all fantastic performers. And I look at our disposal getters for the night, and with the top 5 of the night, Joe Richards, Kane Farrell 22, Bergman 25 and 2 goals, and Butters 30 and Rosie 30. Fantastic performers right across the deck. I think even Josh Sinn's performance tonight was really, really impressive. Even though his side kicking and his ability to sort of mismatch with the ball. Willem Drew in the middle was fantastic. Even Boak had 21 touches. These players that don't normally perform or put out outstanding performances did tonight, and that's what's really impressive, really important to note. And I think with a performance like this, it really does show how good we can be. And on the primetime stage, I know Carlton's performance was lackluster. They looked slow. They looked boring, really. And they probably dictated a lot of how we use the footy, and it was to our advantage. So, Georgiades dominated Wiedering and Silvani. Kerno was very well held by Asava Radagalia, only kicked 3 behinds. And, I think just the way Asava dominated Kerno was used his body, got out of position a couple of times and outmarked a couple of times, but that's going to happen in 4 quarters of football. predominantly on the night. He was well positioned, well placed, read the ball really well, and was just amazing in the air once again. And his rebound work is absolutely sensational. His intercept marking and his intercept possession getting is truly phenomenal. And he's really come of his own the last month since the bye. So a really, really impressive performance by Asava Radaglia. It's just nice to have a bookends of the ground. Georgiadis at one end kicking 5 and Asava Radaglia at the other end taking away goals from the Carlton forwards, which was, a truly remarkable performance right across the night by the boys. I want to shout out a massive mention to Jordan Sweet and Dante Visentini. Dante looked really dangerous in patches up forward as well. His ability to win the footy, and he looks quite aggressive, and that bump on Sard will definitely get looked at and probably will get a week for that, which is just unfortunate for him. But his performance was fantastic. Sweet's ability to win a lot of the hit outs, and it really dictated De Koning's performance. De Koning didn't have a great night. Definitely didn't win the ruck battle, and Sweet was just really well positioned, and he just had a great night tonight. And they worked really, really well together, both Sweet and Visentini. It's one I know Dante will be. It's just going to be unfortunate timing for Dante because he's going to get a week for hitting Adam Sard in the head, and it was such a it's a tall v small situation. He's just going to get unlucky with a week, and the funny thing is, Jack Lukosius will just come straight back into the side, and all of a sudden, it's just no Dante, and it's going to be Sweet versus Dante for that number 1 spot. And I think 2 rucks can work in certain situations. Didn't work last week against Grundy, but did work this week against De Koning. So it's a tough sort of positional thing to think about, but regardless, they were great tonight, and so were the small forwards. I thought Rioli was fantastic. His reading of the play was unbelievable. We look at Darcy Burn-Jones' 2 goals. These players around the ground were just fantastic, and led by the captain who set up a lot of the play. The quarterback was elite, and the one promising thing that I really, really wanted to mention, and I mentioned disposal efficiency both around the ground and going inside 50. We did this losing the clearances. It was our rebound work tonight. It was equal on stoppage clearances. Centre clearances we lost by 5, and overall we lost the clearances by 5 tonight. And it was the rebound work that really made it stick. We even lost contested possession, but the uncontested work, the chipping around the ground, the looking at the angles, the build-up, and the way we could utilise the footy and position ourselves going inside 50. We did toil with it a little bit late in the quarters, but I really was just so impressed with how this panned out. And a little bit of a disappointing crowd. I heard only 30,000 tonight, coming off a bad loss against Sydney. Thursday night footy is never really going to work for Port Adelaide fans, I don't feel. But when it comes to tonight's performance, you do sit here and go, wow, I really missed out on something really special. And whether or not this dictates how we go for the rest of the year, we'll look at the Sydney one as another one that slipped away from us. And go into Brisbane next week, and a really tough a run coming up after this. It's going to be an interesting week. But we get a bigger break, we get a bigger relaxed period, and anything can happen. You just got to keep sticking at it, and 1 week at a time. You never know. So very happy with this performance. Very happy for Trav Boak. 379 games. He's now 9th all time. He's going to be 8th all time very soon. I think he's actually 8th all time now, and could be 7th all time very, very soon. He's just plucking up the numbers. Very much could be his last year, but kicking a goal in front of the faithful, celebrating, really special. And a set shot goal by Trav too. It's just very out of the ordinary. Doesn't matter, he kicked one, and I was very, very happy. Very, very happy for my man. But no, a real solid performance tonight. Very, very happy. And we did it on Thursday night footy. Go home happy. And we can have a weekend without stressing about losing. How good's that? Magnificent running performance by Port Adelaide. Transition footy looked sensational. And even Logan Evans came on the ground with his sub, Hornet being subbed out, being managed, which is okay. I expect him to play next week. An 8-day break as well just helped the club out and help the players out. Lukosius comes back. Keeping a very, very good eye on the Sandford this Saturday against South Adelaide. So one to look out for, but we soak this one in, Port fans. You take the wins as they come, and this is absolutely sensational. And I'm very, very pleased with this performance. So thank you very much for watching the review. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the game. How was it at the ground? And we walk away with 4 points, and we're a bit closer to getting getting, well, sniffing around the 8. Are we going to make it? Probably not, but you keep believing, don't you? But thank you very much for watching. My name's Anthony. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content to come your way. And as always, count the pair.